so much for coming out to see It's Not All About Sex, or Is It? We ask that you please silence all cell phones, noisemakers, children, confetti poppers, anything that can disrupt the show for the duration of the show. Please also take notice where the emergency exits are, in case the show is just so good you can't stand it anymore, or of course in case of an actual emergency. During the show there will be movement throughout the house, so please be aware of all your legs and belongings are when that happens. The show runs just about an hour with no intermission, and we will pull the 50-50 ticket at the very end, so don't go anywhere if you're desperate for that money. I'm so proud to welcome you all to It's Not All About Sex, or is it?
Welcome. Spoiler alert, yes, this show is all about sex.
Well, it's about talking about sex. There's no actual sex involved.
Oh, that would be weird.
Seriously weird.
But talking about sex is pretty weird too, of course.
Especially with your parents. Ew.
But we have to talk about it. If we don't talk about it, we risk misunderstandings and even doing harm. We don't want that.
No, we want people to be happy and not to hurt each other.
So, we're bringing sex out of the shadows.
And talking about it like grown-ups.
No matter how embarrassing it is.
Or how uncomfortable it makes us.
But it isn't enough to talk about our own desires. We also have to take on the structures that we live in. Those racist, sexist, homophobic, and transphobic ideas and expectations that we might not even realize are shaping how we act. We're going to challenge those. We're going to subvert all your cultural scripts and narratives. We're going to contradict everything they taught you in high school. We're going to free you from the cage the patriarchy has created to keep you powerless!
Yes, and we are really going to do all of that.
Yeah, we have to remind you of stylish order. Makes people uncomfortable.
They won't like that.
Oh, sure they will. Look at them. They're suffering. We have to liberate them.
They don't look like they're suffering.
Oh, yes they do. Look into their eyes. I mean, how many of you had really satisfying sex last night? I mean, really. No, really satisfying. I mean, hot, sweaty, passionate, physically and spiritually satisfying sex. Sex that left hands.
You can't ask them that.
Why not?
It's too early in the show. They'll lie.
You would?
You bet I would. I barely know them. I barely know you.
Seriously?
Yes. Would I lie to you?
You just said you would.
Then you should believe me.
Then what do you think we should do?
We should develop a relationship with them. Then we can be honest.
How do we do that?
We should get to know them. Let's do 3 tests, like an assessment or something, then we can see who we're dealing with. Okay, can you handle sexy words? Words like love, consent,
Yes.
pleasure,
Yeah.
Or how about relationship?
Yes.
Respect?
clitoris, growth, prostate, or orgasm,
Or what about cock ring? Dildo? Masturbation?
or wait, did you just say masturbation?
Yes.
I'm not so sure we should talk about that.
What are you so afraid of? It's perfectly normal. Here, I'll show you. How many of you in the last 12
Oh,
hours?
would you stop asking them that? Nobody wants to know.
I want to know. Besides, what if they don't know how? I could show them. You just take your hand or some kind of
No.
device. It would be educational.
No.
Okay. Back to the scene. Where were we?
Oh, the assessment.
Right. So, if we can't talk about the M word, what about kinks?
Kinks.
You know, things that get you sexually excited that are outside of the mainstream. Excuse me. Like fondling shoes or underwear. Or being eaten and digested by a giant magical creature.
That's a thing.
Of course, it's called a vor fetish. Look it up. Not now, though. When you get home.
If you say so.
And of course, there's the whole world of BDSM. Though that's pretty mainstream now.
I know that one. Who doesn't love bagels, donuts, egg rolls, and muffins?
Seriously?
Sorry, I'm just trying to have some fun. But I get the point. A lot of things that we used to think were weird or off limits turn out to be common ways people express themselves sexually.
Exactly. And people are being more honest about marriage now. Knowing that being with one person the entire time isn't the only way to have a long-term relationship. There are so many different ways to live your life.
See, this is where I start to get uncomfortable. We can't just have no guidelines or common expectations. I think we need at least some rules, don't you? Like, always getting consent before you touch someone. That one's clear and easy,
You think it's clear and easy.
isn't it?
Watch this.
Hey, what's up?
Did you consent to that?
No, but I also didn't say yes either.
And if you had said no, would it be because you didn't want it, or because you didn't want it in front of these people? Or, if you had said yes, would it be because you actually wanted it, or because you didn't want to make me
Stop! I don't know. I didn't even have time to think about it.
That's exactly my point. Consent isn't simple. You have to deal with it on a case-by-case basis.
I disagree. Make rules. They're easy to remember. Do this. Don't do that. Simple, straight to the point. It's easier that way than trying to figure out a bunch of contexts every single time.
You sure like rules, don't you?
Yeah?
You're gonna hate the rest of the show then.
Wait, what do you mean?
Tell me, what's the rule for this scenario? How do you ask your partner to do something sexual with you when you're embarrassed that you're even thinking about it? Or, how about this one? How do you say no to someone when you're afraid that if you do, they'll just leave you and find someone else who will do what they want?
Okay, I admit those are tough.
Ain't right.
But you still have to agree that when sex gets involved, people make stupid decisions. Look at #MeToo. Look at, I don't know, just about every relationship that's ever been. People need guidance.
Your guidance, I take your guidance from the patriarchy, the way it's always been.
Well, that might be better than some type of free-for-all.
No, it's not. We're dealing with complex issues here. Relationships, negotiation, knowing yourself. There isn't a one-size-fits-all answer to those questions. And besides, some of the stuff we learned growing up are the opposite of helpful.
That one I understand. Like how romance always has to look like Prince Charming and Cinderella. Never two women, or two men, or non-binary people at all.
Exactly. Or how it's cute when a man pushes and pushes and pushes and doesn't take no for an answer.
Or the one that when you get in a relationship, your lover will complete you. Be your best friend. Be your partner in parenting, interior decorating, financial planning. Oh, and if you ever look at or desire someone else, then your relationship is fatally flawed.
That one sure has gotten a lot of relationships into trouble. We can all agree that coercing someone into sex in any way is never okay. But after that, things get a lot more complicated.
I still don't like the idea of no rules, though. Think about stoplights. They stop people from crashing into each other. We need something like that, but for sex and relationships. That way, you don't get, well, there's a lot of now. People getting hurt.
Well, I'm definitely in favor of people not getting hurt. I just think that more good comes from people taking responsibility for their choices than making everyone else conform to someone else's expectations.
Wait. So you're talking about radically rethinking what sex and relationships are all about?
Yes. We have to forget everything we think we know about sex and replace it with something much healthier.
That sounds pretty radical. I'm not sure they're gonna like it.
Oh, well, they'll be fine. Besides, we're not telling them what to do. We're just putting things out there so that they can talk about it. And, well, if they hate it, well, we've done it in an hour anyway, and they can go home and forget everything they saw.
Unless we do something that can't be unseen.
That could happen.
Okay, I think I'm about ready to start, but there's one more thing we need to discuss, and that's us.
What do you mean, us?
I mean, look at you, and look at me. We're hardly representative of all the people, and identities, and orientations, and perspective, and values that are out there.
I guess that's true, but we are who we are, and I don't think there's much we can do about that.
That's true. But what we can do is right from the start, let people know that we're giving them ideas that they can take or not. They get to make their own decisions.
Didn't I already say that?
I guess so. But I kind of like saying it. It's like making my own idea.
Oh my god. I'm not gonna get through the rest of the show.
But you have to. These questions are just so important.
I guess you're right. Everyone in this room, us included, are gonna have to learn to navigate these issues daily if we're gonna live long, fulfilling lives and not hurt each other. It doesn't matter what gender or genders you identify with.
Or who you love and are attracted to.
We're all gonna learn to navigate the world of sexuality, relationships, and consent.
There seems to me like there's going to be a lot more questions than answers, though.
That's for sure, but hopefully we'll at least get people talking.
Wait, during the show?
No! After!
Wait, there is one more thing. Sometimes we tend to get a little off script and we don't always know where we're going. I hope that doesn't drive you too crazy.
I hope it does.
Ready?
Ready. So, what did you think of the movie?
Well, you know me. I'm a sucker for any kind of romantic comedy, so I liked it.
Hey, me too. And even though I knew exactly what was going to happen, I was still happy when it did.
So, would you like a back rub?
Okay, I know we just promised to start the show, but I haven't the foggiest idea of what my character should do here. I would love a back rub, if that's really what they're offering. But what are they really after? Are they just trying to make me think that they're a nice and generous person? Or do they want one too? Or are they just trying to put their hands on me? Oh, this is ridiculous. I have no clue what to do.
Wait. Shouldn't I get a say here?
Hey, we were having a good discussion. You're interrupting.
Well, look, you've been analyzing me, and you haven't even asked me what I wanted from the scene.
That's fair. What do you want?
Let me check the script.
Thank you. See what I'm doing?
Oh, okay. So right here it says that we've been friends for quite a while, and I'd like to introduce some touch into the relationship.
Does it say what genders we're supposed to be?
No, it says it doesn't matter.
And you want to introduce some touch into our relationship. Sounds pretty suspicious. I don't know what that means. How about we keep going and see if things get clear? Ask again.
Okay. So, do you want a back rub?
What exactly are you offering?
Finally, it's my turn. So, we have been friends for quite a while, and maybe, just maybe, we could be more than that. I'd like us to, I think, but I don't want to scare them off. So I'm thinking if I offer them a back rub and they say yes, then that means I can do more.
Wait. Aren't you saying that if I said yes to a back rub, that means you think you can do more? What is your problem? If you want something, just ask for it.
I'm not going to do that.
Why not?
Because then you'll say no and I'll feel like a jerk. I want to know what is okay and what isn't before I have to ask.
That's even worse. So you offer me a fake back rub in order to manipulate me into taking responsibility for whatever happens? That sucks.
Well, you also know what sucks? Having to be the initiator of everything. You tried it for once.
Okay, I will.
Huh?
Let's start again, and I'll be the initiator. I'll show you how it's done.
Okay.
So, what did you think of the movie?
Well, you know me. I'm a sucker for any kind of romantic comedy, so I liked it.
Hey, me too. Even though I knew exactly what was going to happen, I was still happy when it did. Would you offer me, or give me, a back rub?
Sure.
So, start at the top and really dig in. That's how I like it.
Like this?
Perfect.
I'm not so sure this is believable.
You need me actually asking for what I want? Oh, a little lower to the left. Well, why not?
Because nobody does this. It's weird.
Really? If they don't, they should. You know, I went on a date a couple of weeks ago and it went exactly like this. They asked, "Do you want a back rub?" And I said, "Sure." But it was horrible. Okay, it started out like a normal back rub, but then I could feel their fingers creeping up the front of my shoulders and onto my sides. I spent the entire time monitoring where their fingers were and redirecting them back to where they should be. I couldn't enjoy it at all. Do you know how great it would be if I knew beyond a shadow of a doubt that if I asked for a back rub, that's all they would do? That they wouldn't try to push past my limits and do something I didn't agree to. Do you know how safe I would feel? Do you know how sexy it is when someone knows your limits, stays within them, and doesn't try to push it? Do you know what we could do with that kind of trust?
Okay then. So, I have a question. Completely hypothetical, of course. If I wanted to move from here to the next step, I mean like sexually, what could I do?
Well, like I said, you just ask.
What, like,
Can I put my hand on your head, right above your temple with 2 pascals of force? Can I put my left hand on your right hip for 3.2 seconds? Can I put my hand 4 centimeters under your nipple?
Wait!
sorry, I'm not too far.
On my nipple?
No, I do not. Not if you don't want me to.
Why not?
Because you'll think I'm only after sex and don't care about you as a person. I don't want that.
For wanting to touch my nipple.
I don't know. Maybe. Maybe you've had a long day of fending off touchy, wani people. I don't want to be the 17th person that day.
But you do want to touch it?
Yes. No, I do not. Not if you don't want me to. But yes, if you want me to, I do. Does that make sense?
Not in the slightest.
See, we're talking, but nothing's happening. That's why verbal consent doesn't work.
Well, then let's try nonverbal communication.
What do you mean?
How about let's experiment? On the count of 3, we both do what we want, and therefore no one has to be the first one to ask.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. One, 2, 3. What are you doing?
What are you doing?
I'm trying to give you a foot massage.
I'm trying to give you a head massage.
I just want you to feel good.
I want you to feel good.
Oh, clearly this isn't working.
What about, instead of this time of making what we want to happen, we just let what we want to happen?
Okay, that makes sense. Let's do that. Hey, I'm waiting for you to make a move.
I'm waiting for you to make a move. I don't want to be the one who gets rejected here.
Well, I don't want to be the one who gets shamed later on for being too forward.
How do people have sex anyways?
They must do it without talking about it.
And that must be why people have such bad sex.
Let's start from the beginning. What exactly do you want?
I want to know if there's any possibility that we could be more than friends.
Yes.
Yes, what?
Yes, there is a possibility.
Really? Cool.
Under 2 conditions.
Uh-oh.
First, you have to keep asking for what you want. And second, you learn to take no for an answer.
Can I touch your nipple?
No!
Why not? Can I kiss you?
No.
Do you want a back massage? Right, let's not. You want to watch TV?
Yes. Would you move
Right. Well, there we've gone a little too far, don't you think?
Yeah, I think it's best if we left the rest up to their imaginations.
They're imagining. Oh, he looks like he got a Quevillon one. That might be dangerous.
I hope so.
So, what do you think?
Well, I think it's a pretty good start. Gets the idea that knowing what you want and asking for it is essential to everything.
Right. And I like that you have to talk about whatever you want, no matter how embarrassing it may be. So, what's next?
We raise the stakes a little, bring it into the modern world.
I don't like the modern world.
Too bad, you live in it. Do you need help with your social life? Need assistance meeting people? Look no further. I'm a big-time, highly regarded dating consultant. I've got all the credentials. I blog, I tweet, I have an online advice column. I know all the latest trends and relationship styles. So if you need help, I'm the one to call. Ooh, and I do private consultations, so come on up after the show. My rates are very reasonable. Ooh, my first client of the day.
Hi, are you the dating expert?
That's me.
So, I've been out of the dating scene for quite a while, and I'd like to get back into it, but I'm not sure how any of this goes anymore.
So you need help with dating?
Dating, sex, relationships, all of it. Like I said, it's been quite a while. I have some self-confidence issues, some self-esteem issues, body image issues. I have a bunch of issues.
Well, you've come to the right place. The first thing we need to do is choose an app.
Huh?
You know, a dating app. Let's see. Are you in it for something like a hookup experience? Or something longer lasting? A kink experience? A sugar mommy or daddy? Or maybe you're into big age gaps, bushy beards, farmers, or Christians, or bacon lovers, or yogis. There's apps for all of those. Or what about a threesome app? I found a great threesome app the other day.
No, I don't need that. I just want to go on a date with a nice person. Maybe someone who likes movies, who is outdoorsy, who's neat and clean.
And by neat and clean, you mean no pubes, right?
What? No, that's not what I meant. I just meant someone who's not a slob.
Well, anyone who's anyone is shaving their pubes nowadays. It's in all the magazines.
I'm sorry, that's not the first thing I need to know about anyone.
Suit yourself. Go ahead and be surprised later. Okay, we need to put up a photo of you. Do you have a photo of yourself where you are a little more put together?
What?
One where you're, you know, more attractive. I have one you can use, actually.
Wait, don't I have to use a picture of myself?
I mean, all your potential partners are gonna look at your photo for a second or two, so it's essential to grab them right off the bat. And I don't think current you's gonna do that.
I want to use a picture of myself right now.
Fine. You're also gonna want to be truthful about your height and weight, age, and all that too.
Well, yes.
Totally old school. All right, it's your money. Let's go to the part of what you want in your potential partner. You said outdoorsy. So you mean into having sex in public, right?
No, that's not what I meant. Someone who likes canoeing is what I'm looking for.
Sex while canoeing? That's good. That'll make you stand out. Except, how do you do it? How do you not end up flipping over and into the water?
My God, not everything has to do with sex.
When we're talking about dating, most everything does.
I just want to go on a date with someone who'll treat me right.
Even when you're tied up. might just swipe. And then when you get a match, send a text in, hook up.
But what do I do when I meet the person?
Well, that's the great thing about these apps. Once you meet a person, you already know that you're compatible, so there's no hassle at all.
But what do I do? What do I say?
Oh, don't worry about it. Just go with the flow. Do what feels natural.
Do what feels natural. If I do what feels natural, I'll just stay home. Can we practice?
Practice?
Yeah, practice what it'd be like to go on a real date.
Okay. Okay, yes. We'll practice. You'll be you, and I'll be your date. Go.
Hi.
Hi, it's
Oh my god, what are you doing?
Just saying hi.
By giving a hug and I didn't ask for one?
That's how it's done these days. It's in all the movies.
You get your relationship advice from movies?
And TV. And social media. Why, where do you get yours?
I thought I was gonna get it here. But I guess not. Can we just do the date? Practice?
Fine. Okay. Hi, it's so nice to meet you.
Hi. Do you want to go for a walk?
To your place? Absolutely, let's
Oh,
go.
no, not to my place. Like a walk to the park.
I don't understand. I thought you didn't want to have sex in public.
I'm not asking for sex, I'm asking for a walk.
And you what?
Get to know each other.
But you already know me. You read my profile. You swiped on me. You already know everything you need to know. Look, you're never going to succeed if you do it like this. People are not here for messing around. They want to meet, hook up, and see if things click. And if they don't, they can move on. It's a numbers game.
I don't want numbers, I just want one.
Not even the occasional threesome?
My god! There are a lot of other things we need to discuss way before we can talk about that.
Like what?
Like, what do they want from their lives? Do they want to make the world a better place, or can they get through difficult situations without blaming others? That's what's important to me. But there's nothing on your dating apps about that, I'll bet.
You really thought this through.
Well, of course, haven't you?
Well, I've always been too busy finding dates than to ask myself those questions. Isn't that kind of thing way down the line?
Aren't you the dating expert?
I am! I've been on hundreds of dates. Thousands even.
First dates?
Well, yeah.
Second, third, fourth dates?
Not as many.
That's what I thought. Do you really want to go out with someone if you don't know what you really want?
Well,
I mean, do you really want to spend time with people who don't share your most important values as you do?
I don't know. I guess not.
Maybe you should think about that before you swipe on anyone else.
Maybe I should.
Maybe you should.
Well, maybe you should join me on my dating advice practice. You could be good.
What? No! I've got too much on my plate to worry about before I can do with anyone else's.
Well, just think about it. You could be really good. I can see it now. Dating with meaning.
Well,
It could be big.
You take it and run with it. I'm just going to get through my first date without freaking out.
Oh, you'll be fine. You're a pretty interesting person. Remember that.
Okay,
Tell me how it goes.
I will.
I may
I
have
actually learned something from that.
my thing. It's too weird and so very unclean. But I have to have sex, 'cause all my friends do. I'll be an outcast unless I do it too. The truth is, I don't really like sex. But when I'm drinking, I will have sex. Maybe with you. Or maybe with you. Or you, and you. I don't know, at the same time. Doesn't matter, because I'm not. I'll have sex with anyone. Let's get this over with and done. That's how I have sex.
I want to have sex. But it fills me with fear to have someone so close, to have someone so near. I want to be confident and ready to go.
Vroom, vroom, vroom.
To exude sexual power and let everything show. The truth is, I'm just too shy. But when I'm drinking, I'm funny. And I'm chatty. And I'm attractive. At least I think so. And the sex, let me say, it is better than okay. I never remember, but I'm sure that's great. Damn.
I don't like sex.
I want to have sex.
So here's what I do.
Here's what I do.
I pick up a glass.
I pick up a glass. They don't have a clue.
That this isn't me.
No, this isn't me.
That right from the start.
Just from the start.
It's all just a show, and no one can know that I'm playing a part.
I drink to have sex. It's a small price to pay. So I can be liked or maybe be loved. It's better this way. I guess that's okay.
Are you concerned about communicating with potential sexual partners?
Do you wonder whether or not you really know when someone is saying yes to you?
Are you afraid of being called up on charges because you misunderstood the signal someone gave you across a dance floor?
Or in a darkened bedroom? Well, worry no more.
Your friends at turniton.com biznet info TV have the answer for you. Consent light.
Trademarked.
Yes, when guesswork is taken away. With consent lights,
Trademarked.
happening with no confusion in real time. Use them from anywhere, from a fumble in the backseat of a car to a public flirt at a football game. Use them anytime you need to get consent so you can do exactly what you came there to do.
Operating the consent light
Trademarked.
is simple. Let's show you how it works. Here are two normal people. These are real people, not actors.
Place the consent lights
Trademark.
on your head. And when you want to say yes, turn on green. When you want to say no, turn on red. And when you're not sure, turn on yellow. Simple, beautiful, and above all, informative. Now you can convey your desires in any environment and have instant communication. No more worries about misinterpreting signals.
Here's a demonstration. Imagine a nightclub. Flashing lights, pounding music. The dance floor is filled with people. Among them are two would-be lovers.
They stand and look at the scene, relaxed and enjoying themselves.
Is there anyone out there who might be a possible hookup? Does anyone look interesting to them?
No, stay focused. They see each other. They are intrigued.
They play it cool though. You can't show your interest too openly, or you might scare them off. No one wants to look needy.
They begin to dance, pretending that they don't notice each other. Then they decide to take a risk. They give each other the eye. Yes, the eye. They check each other out. They turn on their green lights. The game has begun.
They dance towards each other. They dance suggestively, erotically. I said they dance erotically.
Smiles at the other. The other smiles back. And here we go. The seduction has begun. Just watch. He's going to take the smile as a sign that she's totally into him. Guys are like that.
That's a horrible, sexist thing to say. But of course, it's true.
It's definitely true. But with consent lights,
Trademarked?
he can know for sure. Watch. He dances closer to her. He's going to push things because women find that kind of thing sexy.
She is an independent, sexual, modern woman. So her light stays green. Yes, green.
His light stays green too. He moves in closer. But look, something new. Her light is red. The consent lights
Trademarked.
have done their job.
Seeing the red light, he stops. He's been rejected. Instantly, his entire sense of self crumbles. Is he really that unattractive? Is he really that undesirable? How could she do this to him? He's devastated.
She feels bad. She didn't intend to cause so much pain. She feels terrible about it. She considers. She realizes that she is not really rejecting him. She's just not quite ready. It's her, not him. Maybe she should give him another chance. She doesn't want to be too harsh. That wouldn't be very nice, now would it? She turns her light to green to show that she is nice and forgiving.
That's nice. He feels better. He turns his light back to green too. They dance.
Do you see how well the consent lights
Trademarked.
work? Beautiful, clear communication. Now they can move forward to their inevitable sexual encounter with no worries or concerns.
He feels the silky essence of her skin move underneath the soft cloth of her shirt.
She inhales his manly scent. Oh, yes, two people heading down the ancient road of sexual union, helped along by our product.
Isn't this amazing? Two people have found each other. The lights are green. They're at ease with each other. Engaged in consensual mutual seduction.
As you can see, we have arrived at your classic green light situation. All systems go, ready for liftoff.
And blast off.
I said, this is your classic green light situation. All systems ready to go.
Come on. Blast off.
Look, you've gone too far to not hook up with this guy. You want people to think you're a tease?
And you wuss. This is an attractive woman. Take advantage of the situation. Man up.
See? Consent is as easy as red, yellow, green. Look at this happy couple. They are at the beginning of a night of amazing, hot sex. They have found everything they want in each other. Now go, enjoy the night, enjoy each other. Enjoy this wonderful, consensual sexual encounter made possible by Consent Lights.
Trademarked.
Oh my god, I'm literally going to die.
Me too.
How can they make talking about sex so incredibly, massively, gut-clenchingly boring?
I know. Ugh. Oh, and those voices. You must always get affirmative consent before you touch any body part. Don't worry, it won't ruin nothing. I wonder if those people have ever had sex in their lives.
Probably not. And did you notice that everything they said was so stereotypical? Men should communicate more. Women should stand up for themselves more. Blah, blah, blah. Anyhow.
Of course. And there was nothing about gay or bi people. Does that mean I only have to get consent when I'm around a woman? My boyfriend won't like that.
Totally. But we do have to take these tests, and we have to get everything right, or else we have to go through that entire thing again. Hey, what did you get for number 3?
Let me look. Okay, so if a man says he doesn't want to have sex, but has a boner, that means he really wants to have sex.
That's easy.
I know, of course he does. Men always want to have sex.
What kind of Neanderthal are you? Men don't actually want to have sex all the time. In fact, I bet half the time they don't even know what they want.
Whatever.
What about number 27?
Ugh. What are you gonna say?
Well, it's obvious. She can't tell her wife. It would kill her. Confessing might ease her guilt, but then her wife would suffer forever. She should stay quiet.
You've got to be kidding. She has to tell. If you cheat on someone even once, you have to tell. Her wife has the right to know.
Why? How is that going to help anyone? I mean, if it was only one time and it's never going to happen again, what's the point? She should live with the guilt and spare her wife the pain. That's what I say.
Well, who are you to choose what her wife should or shouldn't feel? And who made you in charge of the moral universe?
I didn't say I was in charge of the moral universe. I just said that in this case, with these facts, it's better not to tell.
Oh, remind me not to get involved with you.
I don't think there's much of a chance of that. Anyway.
Oh, listen to this. An easy one. So, you've been your work for the past 5 years, and over the past 6 months, you have become increasingly attracted to someone there. You find yourself fantasizing about them all the time, even during sex with your partner. Which is the best way of dealing with the situation? A, get a new job. Stop worrying about the other person. Focus on your spouse. B, see if your spouse is understanding about the situation. C, ask your spouse if they'd be willing to let you have sex with the other person. Ooh. Or D, see if your spouse would be willing to have a threesome. Ew! That one is open and shut.
What do you mean?
I mean A. Hey, cut it out. Attractions to other people are dangerous. Nip it in the bud.
Well, maybe some people have a relationship where they could do that.
Huh?
Like, have sex with another person, have it not ruin the relationship, I mean. Isn't that what open relationships are about?
Open relationships? You've got to be kidding. Those things are fairy tales. They never work out.
How do you know?
I just know.
I have friends that wouldn't agree.
What kind of friends do you have? Wait, I don't want to know.
What is your problem? Why is it so hard for you to admit that some people don't want to live their lives the way you want them to?
I don't have a problem with people living their lives differently. It's just that dealing with this type of situation is like playing with fire. It's reckless.
Fine! Then don't do it. But don't start legislating for everyone else of what they should and shouldn't do.
So you're saying there should be no rules, just make it up as you go along? No wonder the world is the state is it in.
Well, you have to let people make their own decisions.
I'll let people make their own decisions when they prove that they can. Have you read the headlines? People suck at it. You can make them go to trainings and all that. But when sex gets involved, people make stupid decisions.
Well, you only read about the bad decisions people make. You don't read about the good ones.
There sure does seem to be a lot of them.
Actually, most of this could get fixed if we had real sex education in schools, instead of letting kids learn about sex through their friends and pornography.
Well, now you're talking public policy. Really? And wait, are we off script again?
Let me check.
Pick up your pen.
Oh, you're right. We're freelancing again.
Ugh, our director's going to be pissed.
I know. Oh, okay. Let's get together. So you say, so there are no rules. Just make it up as you go along. No wonder the world is in the state it's in. And I say, you have to let people make their own decisions.
Well, I'm just giving people guidelines not to be so stupid when they're dealing with each other.
I think I'm on stage with Kim Jong-Stalin.
Wait, what?
You know, the more we do this, the more I'm starting to think that all your constant yammering about rules is a way for you to enforce an orthodoxy on everyone else. Do relationships this way or else, my way or the highway. Rules are no substitute for actual maturity.
You're off script again.
You bet I am. In fact, I'm starting to think we're better off without it.
What? No, we can't just make stuff up as we go along. That'd be chaos.
Well, making stuff up is better than being controlled by what other people say and think. We need more freedom, not more control.
Look, just get the script back. We can start all over again.
No. No script for you.
Get back here, we need that!
No, we don't! We're adults! We can sort this stuff out without being told what to do.
No, we don't. Sex is too powerful. People's judgment goes to hell. We need something to rely on when we can't think clearly.
If you treat people like children, they'll act like children.
Well, hey, some of the worst offenders are people like, presidents and rich people and celebrities. They have every advantage in the world. They know to do better, but they don't do better.
This is a democracy. You can't enforce your own standards of behavior on everyone else.
Well, hey, the world would be a better place if I could.
I'll never give up. Death with the patriarchy. Revolution. Sorry.
Be careful. Do you realize what kind of liabilities we're dealing with here? We'll get sued.
Yeah. Thank you. Oh.
Those stairs too.
Thank you.
This is totally inappropriate.
What are you, the sex police?
Yeah! Well, you know what? You probably think that liberation is being
instead of all the superficial stuff. That was pretty good, right?
That was good. Oh, here's the one where I gave you the back rub. And you asked for it. I like the idea that if you know what you want, all you have to do is ask for it, and you might get it. Here's the one where you almost asked the audience the last time they masturbated was.
I still want to know.
Oh my gosh. Here's the one where you fought over the script, and it looks like you were having sex. Do you remember that? That was hilarious.
That was 2 minutes ago.
I know, but wasn't it great? Well, what are we to do now?
I don't know. It's all pretty complicated.
That's for sure. I wish we had something concrete to offer them.
Oh my god, rules?
Okay, not rules, but at least general principles.
Well, we did agree earlier that coercing someone into sex in any way is bad.
That's true. And I think we've established you have to talk about whatever you want, no matter how embarrassing it may be.
We've certainly modeled embarrassment.
That's for sure. And I also think that we've shown in order to say no efficiently, you also know when you want. You also know what you want in order to have to say yes to.
So we do have something to offer them. Look, we just want you to be happy. Just like we want to be happy. So we hope that you take what you saw here today and talk about it with your partner,
Or partners.
or partners, or friends, or anyone else. Sex is too important to be kept in the dark. Metaphorically speaking.
We have to talk about it.
It's like playing a card game without knowing any of the rules. It's impossible. We have to start treating sex like a normal part of human existence instead of some tantalizing secret that we pretend not to think about, when in actuality, we're thinking about it all the time.
I know I am.
I know you are too. So, we're back to the beginning. There's a lot of pain out there, and trauma, and oppression, and just plain ignorance. We have to learn to contend with it.
And we can't erase all the real differences in life experience and orientation and perspective that are out there. You just have to live with them and be grown-ups, because sometimes people won't do things the way we want them to. So we have to be able to talk about it and be able to forgive. And throw away the script sometimes.
Hopefully, after the show, not before.
Of course.
Hey, I found the ending.
Ooh, what's it say?
Pretty much what you just said about taking the risk to be grown-ups. And then get this. It says creating healthy sexual relationships is a revolutionary act.
A revolutionary act. You probably just wrote that in while I wasn't looking.
You're pretty suspicious. It's right there.
Well, we really are going to get fired, so we better wrap this up before we do.
Yeah, I agree. Thank you to all our fellow revolutionaries. Go out there and be good to each other.
Now and always.